So there's been some pretty scary news of lately involving like illegal scans with manga, and a lot of people, been going a little bit nuts about it. I personally didn't want to talk about it too much, but there's been a lot more news of lately of people being arrested, and pretty much I'll give you the rundown of like what's been happening. So one thing that we probably know for like a while ago, that was like about like a week ago or so, is that people got arrested for actually like trying to upload stuff to like One Piece chapters illegally on a site known as Manga Panda. Now a lot of people know and all that, that for us reviewers as well, we happen to use the illegals a lot of the time, and I've actually said as well, like, don't support illegal streaming and stuff, like don't support all that stuff. I understand like why people do it and all that. Like, not everyone here can like use stuff like not everyone can buy like manga all the time, like anime. Some people are on a very tight budget, and they really want to see what happens next chapter. Honestly, if the only choice to me was like, oh, I have to buy the Shonen Jump subscription, that was the only way and that was the earliest, yes, that was do. But since I'm a reviewer, I like to get my stuff out as fast as possible. Let people know opinions. That's just how it is. Not to mention as well, there was another arrest recently involving the 7 Deadly Sins, the Naruto no Taizai series as well, that I'm also very into as well. It didn't say who exactly, like what the site was going to blow, but it actually arrested 2 people that were trying to get from like a Chinese, which I'll read this article right to you now. Kyoto Prefectural Police arrested 2 more Chinese nationals on Wednesday on charge of copyright violations after they allegedly uploaded Japanese manga for an overseas piracy site before release. 3 other Chinese men were arrested last week for uploading different piracy site without authorization, and the police are looking into possibilities that there are many Chinese groups doing the same in Japan. According to the source tied to the investigation, the 2 Chinese nationals are suspected of posting the latest chapters of the 7 Deadly Sins, Naruto no Taizai, a popular manga that runs in Kodansha Weekly Shonen magazine, to piracy websites for publication. The police indicated that 2 suspects obtained magazine from Takahisha Hideaki. Hideaki is the same 69-year-old delivery company worker from the Saitama who was arrested on November 13th for allegedly giving Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump magazine to the previous suspects. Those 3 suspects were arrested on November 12th to 13th for allegedly posting the One Piece manga without authorization. So it's kind of continuing on from this source. So basically, to get a rundown, is that they just arrested a bunch of people like that are trying to publish 7 Deadly Sins, One Piece, and there's a bunch of other stuff as well. And people kind of get this misconception of me, like I'm this kind of elitist where I'm like, oh fuck you if you read illegal. It's like, no, I do it the same as well. I absolutely do love the series I do, and sometimes I can't help myself. I actually use illegals and all that. I ain't no innocent little saint and all that, and like, I don't judge you for using illegal sites or anything. The one thing that ticks me off is that you're like, if you're going to be there and say like you can't buy a volume or 2 a year, or just like say like you don't support, or like you're just going to watch everything. That's the one thing that ticks me off. I'm not saying everybody, single person needs to do it. I mean, I've been discussed. I even did a video recently when I called someone out on that bullshit, but saying like, yeah, that's not helping the anime interest. Yeah, of course it doesn't help and all that in there, and oh, that might be thinking, oh, I'm being a hypocrite, like saying that, oh, one video I'm talking about me saying fuck you, you need to support anime and manga, and saying next video, oh, it's kind of like I'm not saying it's okay, we're all in the same fucking boat here if we do that. I absolutely love stuff like that. Like, I would absolutely know if say like Tokyo Ghoul, I'd buy the subscription if that was like on there, and that's the one thing that came into it. Sensei scans, they got taken down. They did a lot of things I loved, they did stuff like Terra from Mars, Rikado, and also as well Tokyo Ghoul, and I really enjoy Tokyo Ghoul, and other sites and all that. But I feel like this is now really starting to change like what's happening, especially with online sites and all that. It's like, I feel like now we're getting to that point of age where it's like they're starting to catch up with these guys, and now we might see a few more of these sites getting cut down and stuff. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't complain, honestly, if they were on because that's the thing, if you don't know, we get the chapters early. We get them before the actual magazine publishes them. That's one thing people don't actually think. It's like, oh, why the fuck is your chapters not coming out? We used to get them on Wednesdays, a day early, Thursday. They're not even supposed to come out, I believe, like till like Monday or something like that. I believe that's like the day they're supposed to come out. That's how I say it. Like the problem is like I love too many series, and it's like if they had everything I love in a subscription base, you know, that'd be fine. You know, that'd be awesome. Some people can't afford a subscription to Netflix, to Crunchyroll, to, you know, Shonen Jump magazine. Like, you know, I understand that. You also have your priorities. You got family, you got mouths to feed and what have you. But it's like, you know, it's nice just to buy a volume or two, you know, a good dozen and all that. I'm not saying buy collector's editions and all that. I do that only for the stuff I love. I'm not saying buy every other anime you've ever seen. Just support the stuff you love. That, you know, that's the only thing I'm pretty much saying with this video. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? This is kind of getting a little bit crazy now that a lot of people are getting taken down for this stuff. And yeah. So that's kind of insane to see, like, you know, One Piece, obviously that was like, you know, one of the biggest mangas just in Japan, period. And also as well, Seven Deadly Sins is pretty goddamn popular as well. They're really starting to crack on these guys. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below. But that's all from me. So thank you much for watching as always. And I'll catch you guys next time.